Everyone froze when the tray hit the floor. But it wasn't the crash of metal or spilled soup that silenced the mess hall. It was the look in her eyes. Cold. Controlled. The kind of look only someone who's seen the edge of war could carry. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The noon light streamed through the tall mess hall windows, catching the dust floating above rows of soldiers. Plates clattered, chatter filled the air, until General Marcus Hale, known across bases for his arrogance, strutted in like he owned the air itself. His medals gleamed, his ego even more so. He hated anyone who didn't stand when he passed. At the far end of the room, a young woman in standard cadet uniform didn't move. She just sat there quietly, eating her lunch, head slightly bowed. That stillness caught his attention, and not in a good way. "Cadet," his voice sliced through the hall. "Didn't your mother teach you to show respect?" The entire room stilled. Forks froze midair. The woman lifted her gaze, calm and unflinching. "I'm on medical rest, sir." "I wasn't aware." Marcus didn't let her finish. With a sneer, he kicked her metal tray, sending soup and bread across the white tiles. Gasps erupted. But she didn't move. Didn't even blink. Just looked up at him with eyes that carried something ancient, pain, perhaps. Or power. That was the first time anyone had ever seen General Hale hesitate. "She's new," someone whispered from another table. "Just transferred last week. Heard she came from a classified unit." Marcus leaned closer, voice dripping with mockery. "Classified unit, huh? Maybe she's a cook from the reserves." Laughter rolled weakly through the room, but it died quickly, because the colonel had entered. Colonel Reeves stopped mid-step when he saw the mess on the floor. His sharp eyes darted between the general and the quiet woman. "Who did this?" Marcus straightened, brushing dust from his uniform. "Just disciplining an insubordinate cadet." The colonel's jaw tensed. "Insubordinate?" He turned slowly toward the woman. "Cadet, name and unit." She stood, her movement fluid and precise. "Captain Leah Monroe, sir. Temporarily reassigned under medical review. Former commanding officer of the Alpha Recon Division." The room erupted in murmurs. The Alpha Recon Division, the elite ghost unit, disbanded after a covert rescue mission went wrong. Only a handful had survived. Marcus's smirk vanished. His face turned pale. Leah continued, her tone calm, respectful. "I didn't stand because of my brace, sir. Still recovering from the IED blast outside Kandahar. My apologies for the disturbance." The colonel's voice dropped to a near whisper. "Captain Monroe, the one who brought back 9 hostages alone." She nodded once. And in that moment, the room shifted. The same soldiers who had laughed at her now stood silently, the weight of her story pressing on their chests. The arrogance that had filled the air dissolved, replaced by shame and awe. General Hale's lips parted, but no words came. He looked down at the spilled soup, then at her scarred hands. For the first time in years, he saluted, not to a superior in rank, but to someone superior in spirit. Leah returned the salute, her face expressionless, but her eyes softened. The colonel nodded approvingly, and placed a hand on her shoulder. "You've got nothing to prove here, Captain. You already did." Outside, sunlight spilled over the training grounds, the sounds of distant drills echoing through the base. Soldiers watched from the windows as Leah quietly picked up her tray, cleaned the mess and sat again, like nothing had happened. But everyone knew everything had changed. From that day on, no one sat in that hall without remembering the woman who taught them what true rank really meant. Because respect isn't earned through stars on your shoulder. It's written in the scars you carry with grace. And sometimes, the quietest person in the room holds the loudest history. If this story moved you, share it with someone who believes in quiet strength. And don't forget to subscribe. More real stories of courage and unseen heroes await you here.